Philadelphia in the NFC East. Is that an overreaction?
It's not an overreaction. The Cowboys are good enough. I think it probably won't happen because the Eagles' schedule looks so soft, and I just don't think that they're going to let themselves get caught. They already beat the Cowboys once, but I do believe the Cowboys are a good enough team if the Eagles were to slip a little bit to overtake them in the NFC East.
Okay, so let's talk more about the Cowboys. So we have befriended, and as a show, this is the larger we, have befriended Dak Prescott, who is Dak Prescott's brother, and thus he tweets frequently, and I was following him yesterday. He first tweeted something about expressing frustration that the Cowboys didn't make a deal. He then explained it by saying, let's be clear, I'm not upset the Cowboys didn't land Cooks. For the money, we could have kept Coop. What I'm saying is we should have done something. Every other team in contention for the Super Bowl made a move to better their teams. So there is Dak Prescott voicing what many Cowboy fans, I think, were feeling. I will remind everyone that the Cowboys traded Amari Cooper to Cleveland for a fifth-round pick.
Fifth round.
Fifth round. Right?
Solid cap space.
Like a special
fair
team
enough.
or something.
But one way or another, I mean, think how differently we might be looking at them right now if Amari Cooper was out there. We certainly wouldn't be talking about them needing another number one receiver. So the question on the screen, Dominique Foxworth, is will the Cowboys regret not making a deal at the deadline?
I think they should. Maybe they should give Tad a seat in the front office. To be clear, maybe being Dak's brother is kind of cool, but being my cousin is much more impressive to me. So Tad, we need to introduce him as Dominique Foxworth's cousin, not as Dak Prescott's brother from here on out. But I would say that they do need not necessarily a new number one receiver as much as they just need more depth. Like, I think that's something that we take for granted when we go into these NFL playoffs is people are going to get hurt. So even adding another running back would be nice, particularly since this team is so focused on running the ball right now. Adding another pass rusher, adding another corner. Those are things that I think would be just as helpful, if not more helpful, than going after going after a number one receiver. So I think they should have done something. Planning for the future is the reason why you trade away Amari Cooper for a fifth-round pick. It's about cap consideration. You don't win Super Bowls, as the Rams taught us last year, by considering the cap. F them picks, get some players.
What do you think?
F them picks. I think they have a great opportunity to get a player. And I think, listen, we all love The Bachelor, right? And I think, listen, right now, Odell Beckham is The Bachelor. Let's see what team is going to get him, because I think that Odell Beckham understands the legacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Could be an opportunity for them to get a player in December that can help them win games to go, with that run game and Zeke and everybody else going on. And, you look at also, they're probably going to be competing with probably the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think Odell Beckham is going to have a lot of options, but he can be the guy that can put him over the top. He's not a guy that you're going to have to pay a lot of money, but he's a guy that can be effective, that can get in your system for about a month. He should be healthy around December, and you'll have an opportunity. So I think everybody's holding on hope that maybe they can get a guy like Odell Beckham that can help change their
Would that do it?
OBJ's not going to do anything right now. He's literally
Thank you.
got 2 ACLs, coming off of 2 ACL surgeries.
He on the clock.
Listen, he hurt his ACL in February. He ain't going to be ready to go.
I don't think so either.
You're counting him out?
Yes. He needs. If I was in
got
his
that
camp,
Wes
I would
Welker
say, OBJ, sit this year out. You'll be good to go next year. Because if he goes out there and he hurts his knee for a third time, what's his career? It's over. So at this point, the Cowboys should have kept Cooper. But, if they had a crystal ball, they would have. But they got a fifth-round pick for him, which really doesn't equate to much.
Matt
Maybe
Lewinsky.
a 2-3 year player on your roster if you have a fifth-round pick.
Yeah.
So they needed a guy like that, especially if they're going to try and make a playoff run. They need the weaponry. They do not have it. They don't have enough because with attrition, there's going to be somebody that goes down. You don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to lose somebody, hopefully not in the receiving room.
They've already had the attrition. I mean, they started the
Thank
season
you.
without Michael Gallup, who's back. They started the season without James Washington, who's coming back. Tyron Smith is, they're going to get healthier. I mean, I know they were talking to teams about possible receivers, but I mean, it's just not like the Brandon Cooks situation. Like, you're going to take on $18 million and guaranteed money next year and also give up draft picks. It's not just as simple as we get into trade and this is going to make us a Super Bowl team. I mean, it's got to make sense. And by the way, they made a trade.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A defensive tackle, a run-stuffing defensive tackle. The Giants and the Eagles are two of the top 5 run-heaviest teams in the league, and they play in the Cowboys division. It's a pretty smart trade that's probably going to help them.
So the answer to the question on the screen could be yes, they might regret making a marquee trade at the deadline, while at the same time it could be true that the Cowboys, as currently constituted, are very much good enough to make it to the
Exactly. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, it doesn't work. And as I can see through the camera here, that I'm already open for business. I've already got the football gods lit up. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. And I know we don't have football for the Cowboys this weekend. I get that. But we still going to be covering the games because there's actually important games going on. I know the Giants are off. I know that the Eagles won yesterday. So they're sitting out. But, you got the Commanders that are sitting there in the 8th spot right now, only being out of the playoffs by a tiebreaker against the San Francisco 49ers. If they get a win this weekend, all of a sudden you got to start looking a little bit differently in the rearview mirrors. And I dare say the momentum or the boom that they might be looking for may be that Dan Snyder may be leaving. If you're working for a company and you got a jackass for an owner and they say, hey, man, hey, did you hear? Such and such might be leaving. Oh, shit, really? What's that mean? Such and such is going to be buying us. What? And you talking about Jay-Z and Amazon's? Jeff Bezos? Man, we might be getting a new stadium. We might be getting all kinds of new stuff. And all of a sudden, then they start feeling better about themselves. They could be the team that goes on a run because, see, here's the thing that's funny. Right now, everybody is all on the Eagles jockstrap. Oh, my God, the Eagles, they're 8-0. Look at that. Oh, they could be challenging the Miami Dolphins. What's funny is there's so many teams that start out there, going undefeated and stuff, and they don't bust a grape in the playoffs. Last year, just think about our 2 number 1 seeds, the Green Bay Packers and the Tennessee Titans. They both lost in the divisional round, the first playoff game. We only hear, because here's what pisses me off. We only hear about the Dallas Cowboys. They don't talk about the failures of other teams. It really and truly pisses me off because last night, okay, the Eagles looked like some shit. They did not. Tyler, Christian, you're an Eagle fan. I'm sorry. I thought you were an Eagle fan. No, last night they gave up 168 yards on the ground to the Texans that didn't have their 2 number 1 receivers, the first and second guy, with a nobody at quarterback. Had to get 2 interceptions to finally take a lead in the game. Their defense did not look that good against their running game. And what happened? I was just waiting for people to say, well, just like they did for us. We beat the Bears by 20 points. Oh, my God. The Cowboys, they got, oh, man, the Achilles heel. They can't stop the run. The Cowboys, oh, my God. And here it was, the Eagles against the worst team in football. They couldn't stop the run. I'm not saying that the Eagles, congratulations on being 8-0. Congratulations. Last year, weren't the Cardinals like 7-0 or 8-0? And then all of a sudden proceeded to go down the toilet? Right down the toilet? They did beat us, so there's that, but they didn't do anything the rest of the season. How you doing, Blaze and Jay? And let me say hello to Lola. And I'm burning for you. And Roland's Review. What's up, Roland? AKA Stacy Schubert. There is Gina Thorne. What's up, Gina? Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? Let's see. Who else do we have up in here? Did I miss any of the other ladies? If I did, please just say hello again because the chat's been going on for a little bit. But I'm not saying that the Eagles, because they did beat our backup quarterback. They are the Dallas Cowboy backup quarterback killers. They take out the Dianucci's. They take out the Cooper Rushes. And Eastside Herald. So now Eastside, why didn't you show up last night, man? Why didn't you show up last night? Huh? Why didn't you show up last night, Eastside? Renee Allen. Hello. What's up, Renee? But I'm just sitting here looking at the game and saying, you were going against one of the worst teams in football, and you got your quarterback sacked 4 times. Kathy Kelleher, what's up? Seriously, you honestly telling me that you didn't Eagle fans, that you didn't have concerns seeing Jalen Hurts sacked 4 times by the Texans, seeing the Texans run the ball 168 yards? I get it. You got a soft schedule. But at this point, I'd say the Giants can run the ball a lot better than the Texans can. You might have to worry about that. And here's the thing that's kind of interesting. It's kind of, I love it, because they all on the Eagles jock. They did lose Jordan Davis for the next month. Paula, what's up, Paula? How you doing, Paula? They did lose Jordan Davis, because that is their run stuffer. He clogs up the middle, kind of like, you get that big turd in the toilet, nothing goes down. That's what Jordan Davis does, and he's good at it. And I we talk about him. That was a lot to give up for picking things, but he's doing the job. He's doing the job. So I can't be mad at them for getting him. But here's what kills me. So listen to that clip right there. Oh, the Cowboys didn't do anything to help themselves. Like, wait a minute. We did go out and get Jonathan Hankins, right? But typically, when the Cowboys have made a move, because they say, the Cowboys didn't do anything in free agency. Actually, we did. What do y'all think about Turpin right now? When we signed him, they said, that guy's fast, but, he's a USFL guy. Big whoop-de-doo. I think he's leading in punt returns and kick returns the NFL right now. Got him dirt cheap. Right? Anthony Barr, another one of those ones that, they were talking about, he was going to be a $9-10 million is what he was looking for. Cowboys got him for like $2 million. He's played pretty well for us. They didn't say great move for the Cowboys, right? The Cowboys have made a few small moves that have been good for the team. Dante Fowler. What do people say when the Cowboys got Dante Fowler? Man, that guy, and including Cowboys, including you guys out there. Dante Fowler, man, what the hell are we doing here? We let go Randy Gregg, we're going to sign to Dante Fowler? And Stephen Jones believes that Dorrance Armstrong is as good as Randy Gregg? Man, come on, man. Catboy. Screw Catboy. So here's the thing. It actually literally was crazy because I was starting to listen to Colin Cowherd. I started to actually use that as the opening skit. Because Colin Cowherd is like, the Cowboys, they don't make a move for Brandon Cooks. It's an $18 million salary for next year. And it's all because of Dak Prescott's contract. Next year, Dak Prescott will be a $49 million hit. Second highest in the NFL. Well, Colin, I know you work with my boy Vosh and all that. That's cool. That's cool. But quite frankly, they will probably have the cash because I don't think they're going to bring back Tyron Smith. If they wanted Brandon Cooks, basically Tyron Smith's money and Brandon Cooks, Tyron Smith's money is already kind of on the books there, is not guaranteed. If you let go Tyron Smith, you could take on Brandon Cooks' contract. But why would you take on $18 million for a guy that's 29 years old, who's been on like 4 different teams, can't stay on a team for more than a couple of years? There is help me, Rhonda. What's up, Rhonda? the Rams, we know the Rams definitely need a quarterback. I mean, need wide receiver help. If they're going to try and do anything, they definitely need one. They miss Odell. They miss Von Miller. They're not in the playoff hunt right now. They definitely need one. They were trying to. How come they're not talking about the Rams didn't make that move? The Vikings were in that mix, and they didn't pull the trigger on $18 million and a second and a fourth. How come they're not talking about the Vikings? They need some more weaponry. They didn't trade for anybody. The Giants, oh my God. The Giants, geez, if a team needed a wide receiver, it would be the damn Giants because they truly need help because literally.
What? Why do we get a wide receiver? Why do we get a wide receiver? Why do we get a wide receiver? Oh, they got your. Oh, damn, he a dog though. Oh, shit, he is a dog. But wide receiver. That's a good pick, though.
So here it is. The people out there that literally have been telling us, Cowboys. Listen, I'm old enough. Let's go back here for a second. Let's roll back about 7 weeks ago.
In all seriousness, with this major injury.
Seriousness. First of all, I'm mad that you asked the question because it almost took my thunder away. The season is over. I mean, one game in. How many times do I have to say this, Dan Orlovsky? How many times do I have to say this, playmaker? Just wait. Don't wait, just be patient. It's coming. The only bad part about all of this is that I like a little suspense. I mean, this is television. I'm looking for theater. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not thinking that, week one, I mean, damn, the die has been cast and it's over. But what other decision are we to come to? First of all, Dak Prescott looked like garbage prior to getting injured, and I don't wish injury on anybody, so I'm very sad.
We know
that
that.
he's
We
injured.
know that.
I know, I hope I want him to get
Derek,
better,
I'm great.
as quick as he possibly can. But I mean, my Lord, he wasn't looking good to begin with. So now you got your quarterback down. You got a number one receiver that ain't really a number one yet. We got to be convinced that he is. You got a running back that's had slippage over the last 2 years, and you try to figure out what you're going to do with him. And by the way, you got a number one, again, your number one receiver was gone. Amari Cooper's gone. Cedric Wilson's no scrub. He's gone. I'm just looking at this squad, and I'm saying, wait a minute. You had issues to begin with, which I told y'all about. Not that y'all didn't know, but y'all wanted to reiterate it to y'all. Y'all knew they had issues coming into this season offensively. We know Micah Parsons, that dude. Ladies and gentlemen,
that dude,
I think that he got the chance. I think that he has the chance to be the next Lawrence Taylor. That's how high. I mean, Micah Parsons is the truth and a half. That brother is something.
The only reason that I kind of root for the Cowboys.
He is something special. Without question, he is something special. No doubt about it. And their defense isn't bad, and obviously they did a good job for the most part against Tampa Bay last night. I mean, with the exception of the touchdown to Evans, I mean, the defense pretty held you check. You had to start off with 4 field goals. They kept you out of the end zone on several occasions, even though you went in that red zone area threatening to score. But
okay. So now, the people that said we weren't going to be shit this year because of the players we let go and that we didn't sign, those guys, those people that said the season was over after week 1, right? This season is over. This season, right? Now they're going to tell us that we should have gotten Brandon Cooks. Oh my God, the Cowboys. They're not doing things to help themselves. They didn't spend that $18 million because they paid Dak Prescott $49. He's going to be a $49 million cap hit. Not understanding that there's 2 dead years in that situation. They're not locked in on $49 million. They could restructure that contract and get themselves some cap relief. There's some players on there, much like this year, like Zeke Elliott's contract, which has no guaranteed money, that if they decide they want to bring him back, they can redo that contract to get some cap relief. They've got Tyron Smith's contract. If they don't bring him back, that'll save about $14 million right there. They can go ahead and kick some of that money down the can with that, voidable years with the Cowboys. They can actually get some cap relief if they want to. But that deal for Brandon Cooks, that deal? No. I'm glad that they didn't do that. A second and a fourth-round pick? You do realize we got Dak Prescott for a fourth-round pick. You do realize we got Diggs for a second-round pick, right? I'll give up draft capital or money, but I'll be damned if I want to give up both. But somehow, because the Cowboys didn't do it, they're idiots. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. And now I got Eagle cockroaches, and I'm calling you guys cockroaches. Okay? Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when you guys used to keep coming around all off season and saying, you scared of the Eagles. You scared of the Eagles. Well, you know what? I got you. You guys did beat us. Like I said, you did beat us with the backup. And if you honestly believe that when you play Christmas Eve, that you're going to see that same team like that wasn't able to really get the ball down the field, that still came close to beating you with Dak Prescott, you got another thing coming. We have been and weathered the storm. We have been hit over and over and over again. And all you people out there that, man, we don't care about what, I'm telling you, Hankins will be a difference maker. Hankins only played like 14 plays. He's new to the office. He just learned where the bathroom is, okay? And where to get a cup of coffee. Let him get in here with some time to understand what Dan Quinn is cooking. He will help. Now, people, of course, I look at this right now and say, you know what? The Cowboys are in a lot better shape than you think, because the fact that we ended up having John Ridgeway, who's actually doing pretty good with Washington. Well, I tell you what, Philly, filthy. I tell you what, filthy. Come here, buddy. If you're not worried, use an idiot. If you're not sitting there looking and saying last night that the Texans took down Jalen Hurts 4 times, what's going to happen when Micah Parsons and crew, the team that has gotten 33 sacks, averaging 4.1 sacks per game, come back to town? And oh, by the way, I'm going to give you something else too. Because you're here, wait, there's more. Would you believe, I know you're not going to believe this. I know you're not going to believe this. But they talk about how good the Eagles running game is, right? How good they are. You guys are averaging 4.3 yards a carry. That's with your quarterback, who took 4 sacks yesterday. Caitlin Taylor, what's up? What's up? Would you believe that the Dallas Cowboys, with a washed Zeke Elliott, are averaging almost a half yard more per run than you guys? The Cowboys, and I want you to put this into perspective too. Basically, with Cooper Rush, teams understood, we're going to try and stop the run and make Cooper Rush beat us. Now you got Dak Prescott. I tell you what, let's have a little fun here for a second.
Not penalty.
You didn't see
it went all the way down to 0. They didn't call nothing. Now they're going for it again. It should be 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
What are they doing with this shit?
Yeah, Philly.
Ain't no
Philly.
way.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia cream cheese. That's what I'm about to call them. Philadelphia cream cheese.
Fucking bullshit. Fucking ref. Fucking bullshit. It was a fucking stop the first time. Second.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
And you didn't call it delayed game. Horse shit.
Oh my God, Bill.
I fire his ass.
Oh my God.
Ain't no fucking way.
Oh wow. I got hot sauce in my eye.
They might as well just, at this point, they might as well just kick the field goal and just end the game. Let it run down, kick the field goal, and win the game. Fumble this shit! Fumble this mother!
Look at this.
Philadelphia cream cheese.
I got hot sauce in my eye.
You got hot sauce in your eye?
All right, so here's what we're going to do. And I'm going to tell you, see, here's where the Cowboys maybe have evolved. Kellen Moore maybe has finally grown up. Kellen Moore, you know, when you're a kid, you love your toys. You love your fancy toys. You love taking lots of risks and stuff because you have no fear as a kid. But see, as I gotten older, the things that I used to do as a kid or when I was younger, I look at now and say, man, were you crazy? You could have gotten killed. And you start changing what you do, okay? Now, I don't know for sure that Kellen Moore has actually changed in life or not, that he's changed his way of thinking. Sometimes in life, you change because you are forced to change. You understand that? You know, a lot of companies were afraid to have people work from home because they said, well, you know, it's not the way we've done it. We've always had everybody in the office here, you know, or we go in the coffee room and we have March Madness and stuff. If they're at home, they might just be sleeping all day and not actually doing work. But what they found out was some people, because they're not having to spend, 4 hours a day commuting, that they're actually having more time to do other things in their life, to be more rested and stuff, are actually more productive working from home. They're finding out, wow, we don't have to have as much space, so we can save money as a company because we don't have to buy toilet paper for them to wipe their ass. We don't have to actually provide coffee for them, for them to drink and things. They're not sitting around the water cooler because we don't have to buy a water cooler for them. Why didn't we try this shit sooner? This shit works. But they didn't try it until the pandemic happened, and they had to try it. So we have Kellen Moore, who had, Michael Gallup. He had CeeDee Lamb. He had Amari Cooper. Well, shit, I got all these horses. We're going to throw it because I'm from Boise State. I love to launch the football, right? But you don't have those guys. And then this past week, Noah Brown is not there. So you only got CD, and you got Michael Gallup, who's only 3 games back from the ACL injury. Mind you, he's still getting into stride. He had a much better game. But for all those that are saying, get Odell Beckham Jr., he's about a month behind where Michael Gallup is. And they were right. That maybe at this point, Odell just needs to look and say, I'm just going to wait till next year and really get my shit together. I don't know that he is going to be the guy. He may enjoy being talked about. But here's what the Cowboys had to do. And to my amazement, we ended up doing 13 personnel and 12 personnel, where we got 276 yards every time we had multiple tight end sets. Okay? These aren't your daddy's 12 personnel. The Cowboys, with their young tight ends, Peyton Hendershot is going to be a really good tight end. Peyton Hendershot, he didn't have the pedigree that everybody has, the high draft pick and all that. Sometimes it's the guys who aren't drafted that understand I've got to work that much harder to get there. I don't have the pedigree. I have to be hungry. And that guy is doing things. When I saw him in training camp, it's like, this guy's pretty good. And tight ends as rookies don't usually do a whole lot. But here's what we got right here. This is a great play. Great play, and this is just an example. I've been trying to actually use this all week, but I've been too busy between going to Waynesboro and working on the red brick house and stuff like that. I got shit to do, like Tom Brady. But we got Jake Ferguson right here. We got Sean McKenna right here. And we got Peyton Hendershot. All three tight ends. 3 tight ends. And mind you, Sean McKenna is actually one of the better blocking tight ends in football right now. I think he's rated at 6. And so what you're going to have here is you're going to have a 60-yard run by Tony Pollard. And all three of these guys are key on here. They're going to pull Zach Martin from the backside, who's going to kick out. He's going to reach, he's going to go, and they're going to get a lane, and Tony Pollard is going to use his burst to get on upfield. Well, let's go ahead and watch it, okay? Let's go ahead and watch this. This is beautiful. It's going to start here in a second because I paused it to start. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. They're going to try and chase on the backside. Now look, tight end here, he's got him in. He's looking at the linebacker. He's actually trying to come across. They are working to seal off here, right? Tony Pollard's going out here. You got Dak going back, handing the ball off. Look at this. Boom. And you got Zach Martin. He's looking to make that move. Look, tight end, tight end, tight end. I'm sorry, tight end, tight end, tight end. Zach Martin kicking out, right? Boom. He's got a crease. Tony Pollard's just got to beat one guy right here. One guy. Look at the block right here. Boom. Look at Zach Martin. He gets that crease and that speed. Boom. Lo and behold, here you have Sean McKinnon's got off his block. He's trying to get upfield on there. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Hendershot right there. Blocking. Boom. Look at this. The tight ends clearing away. Look at this. At point of attack. Watch this. Look at them wall off on here, man. Look at this shit. Look at, and you got Zach Martin coming around the corner. Eagles, you're telling me you don't see this and say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Tony Pollard with that juice? That juice? Look at that. That is your tight ends. Your tight ends that are being part of this. You don't do this with three wide receivers. You don't do this by going out and spending $18 million for an older wide receiver and giving up a second and a fourth round pick. The Cowboys have some firepower here. And get it. I want you to get that not only can they block, you can come out in that formation right there. Peyton Hendershot's caught touchdown passes. Jake Ferguson's caught touchdown passes. Dalton Schultz is great at catching touchdown passes. You can pass out of that as well. I've been screaming it. I've been screaming it and yelling it for at least a couple of years here. 12 personnel is our friend. And look at that. Just let's look at those blocks. Look at that. Boom. Tight ends locking people up, and then Tony Pollard going to the house. Going to the house. And so, Eagle fans, that's cool.
Oh, big run. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he fumbled. Shit.
He's still
Slay.
Might be what Philly
Now he's about to lose his mind.
He hasn't seen the play yet.
Please tell me why he missed
Okay, so Eagles, that's cool. That's cool. You know what? I'm glad that you're not worried. Go into it blind. Go into it blind, think everything is good. And I'm not saying that the Cowboys don't have some issues, because stopping the run does worry me. And that's where I say, okay, maybe we got a guy here that we can work with. Or the thing that we say is we want to go ahead and play with the lead. Because if we're playing with the lead, if we can get up by 10, 14 points and make teams have to try and chase us, that defense is perfect for us. Perfect. But, you know, you Eagles have been drinking that Kool-Aid that they keep telling you that you guys are, is this the greatest Eagle team ever? Hell no, it's not the greatest Eagle team ever. It is not. It is not. Don't believe that hype. I'm telling you, you guys are going to be headed for some disappointment. I'm trying to look here real quick. So here's an interesting thing. Rushing defense, you guys are 18th. 18th. Wow. You guys are giving up 5.2 yards per rush. 5.2 yards per rush. That's something to worry about. Angelus, we need to be better. Eagles can't beat the Bucs. Well, you know what? We didn't beat the Bucs. We didn't beat the Bucs the first game of the season, but, you know, the NFL is an up and down league. And I also point out to you, Eagles fan, you know, we'll see when with the Bears. Listen, the Bears can run the football. You know, the Bears.
4 picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? Would shut them down that way?
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Yep.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach. Twist Digger. You hope that Dak would throw 3 interceptions against you guys, but that's never happened. It's never happened. Dak owns you. Dak owns you guys. Trust and believe it. I'm just saying. It may end up being that maybe you don't lose any of those games before the Cowboys play you. That's all possible. You may run away with the division and things, but you're not getting tested. You're not dealing with adversity. And I'm going to tell you that you cannot allow your quarterback to keep getting hit the way he's getting hit. I'm telling you, if he goes down, I'm not sure that Mariota is going to be the guy that's going to be able to do it. So Virginia Cowboys says that Philly 500 says the team hasn't peaked yet, that they're going to. All right, well, this is what's great about football is things can change in a hurry. Right now, last year, this time, we were flying high. Last year, this time, number 1 offense in football. Micah Parsons was beginning to come into his own. You remember that? Y'all remember that, right? We lost to Tampa Bay, but we were killing people. We were scoring points like crazy. Zeke got hurt, PCL. Tony Pollard, plantar fasciitis. Tyron Smith started getting nicked up. Blake Jarwin got hurt. We weren't the same team the second half. We were flying high. We can't score 40, but we are 8-0. Oh, I get that, but you know, have you played a Kansas City or a Buffalo, a Miami? Any of those guys? You gave up 35 to the Lions. You don't remember that? You don't remember that? It took 4 turnovers or 5 turnovers by the Jags for you to beat them by 1 score. The Texans, who Brandon Cooks basically said, I'm sick of this shit, I'm not showing up. And David Mills scoring 17 points, tying you up at halftime. It was 2 interceptions by him, bad interceptions, that gave you the game. You beat the Steelers. You blew them out. Okay. These aren't your daddy Steelers. You got us with our backup quarterback. Woohoo. The Cardinals, you beat by 3. Cardinals are ass. The Jaguars, you beat the Commanders with Carson Wentz. Hell, let me see if you beat them with Tyler Heineke, because they're playing pretty good. Now, I will give you the Vikings, even though Kirk Cousins was playing in primetime, and he always sucks there. So I'm sorry. I'm not a believer. I'm not shaking in my boots. I'm not scared like you guys say that I am. That whole Jordan Davis, oh man, Jordan Davis isn't even on the field anymore. Oh, we got Nakobe Dean. Oh man, Nakobe Dean. Mark is extra petty tonight. Well, our gravy, I'm just saying. Hey, it's a bye week. It's a bye week. We don't have any football. I can talk some smack tonight. Our gravy, what would you like me to talk about? I'm just kind of tired of everybody, because this is where we were last year. You know, this is where we were last year. People, oh, you guys aren't that good. You ain't played nobody, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so y'all did it to us, so now we can't do it back at you? We can't do it back at you? Come on, man. Come on, man. Our gravy, come on. I like gravy. Come on, our gravy. That asked Eagles cheerleaders. Angelica Barone. What's up, Angelica? I see you tonight. How are you doing, girl? I'm not disputing that 8-0 is not easy, but let's go through this. How many wins do the Lions have right now? I mean, okay. I'm going to be objective here, Eagle fans. Are we saying that the Lions, the 38-35 win, is a quality win against the Lions? Are you honestly going to say that you beating the Lions, which have the worst defense in football, that is a quality win? Are you honestly going to tell me that? I told you the Viking ones, 24-7. Okay. We'll still see what the Vikings are, if they're a good team or not. The Commanders, 24-8 against Carson Wentz. Okay. That's but actually now Washington's playing better. They're on a 3-game win streak. The Jaguars, 29-21. Are we going to say that the Jaguars are a good team? Well, they got 2 wins. The Cardinals. Do the Cardinals have 3 wins? 3 wins, 20-17. You beat them by a field goal, and they had a chance to beat you there. Actually, the Jaguars were right down there too, and threw another interception where they could have gotten the game tied. Cowboys game, you beat a backup quarterback. Steelers, we know their ass. This will be the first losing season that the Steelers have had. And the Texans last night. I said, I could look at Buffalo Bills and say, well, Buffalo Bills, they done played some teams. They've been in some fights and stuff. And you guys haven't had any adversity. You haven't lost any really big key players. You're beating up on the teams you're supposed to do. I'll give you that. The positives of the game? Well, the positives of the game's for you, Willie Thomas. And understand, first of all, Willie.
Or something.
You know this is a Cowboys channel, right? You know that this is a Cowboys channel. See, here's the thing in life. You got to win. That's positive. You didn't get your quarterback hurt, even though he got sacked bad 4 times. That's a positive. You got out alive. That's a positive. But see, you don't want to do things in life and say, attaboy, you won, everything's great. You want to analyze the things that you do wrong, that you can improve on to get better. Because you can't honestly look at it. And let's be clear. If you're an Eagle fan and you look at last night and say, man, that was a great game. We good. We headed for the Super Bowl.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
There is no way in hell that you should feel that way after seeing that last night with the Texans. You were a 14-point favorite. Is that the biggest spread for the season? That should have been like LSU against a Division II school. Hey, Willie, be respectful. This is his channel, and get out of here. Woo! Shout out Derek. Derek's spitting it out there. Something for attention. Why do you think Moore's cares they're undefeated and keep it in their mouths more than their own food? What? Eagle fans need something for attention. Why do you keep? Oh, okay. Eagles fans need attention. Yeah. Mark, there's a lot of stupid people that are not folks. I chat with you all. I appreciate it, Eric Walls. And I don't have anything against, we're having a debate. We're just having a debate here, and this is just my opinion. In the same way, First Takes got their opinion, where they say, oh, everything's great with the Eagles and, they're Super Bowl caliber. This is the best Eagles team ever. Okay, all right. That's cool. That's cool. I have no problem with that. But my mind, I'm trying to look at this and say, you had some problems there, and maybe you're not quite as good as you think you are. Maybe our Cowboys aren't as good as we think they are. And I try and look at this and say, we beat the Bears, but you know what? We've got to do better at stopping the run. We had a lot of positives. We were using different packages. We used the tight ends more. But, we need some more help on the wide receiving core. We need Noah Brown to show up. We need, James Washington to the unicorn to actually get out there and maybe make some plays. We need to be able to stretch the field better. I look at this and say, yeah, I'm happy we got a 20-point victory, but we got things that we got to do better. You guys go against soft-ass Rodgers next? Okay, well, Rodgers, that is a better quarterback than David Mills. I will say, as bad as the Green Bay Packers have been, they're better than the Texans. Right or wrong? You're going against the soft-ass Packers. You just went against the Texans. The Texans. Come on, dude. Let me see this. Don Julio. What was it? We scored 30, and the rest of our starters in the fourth, unlike you all stay padded bastards. Can't score a 40 burger. Laugh out loud. We scored 30 plus. You mean against the Lions? You scored 38 against the Lions, and they scored 35 against you. You mean with the worst defense in football, Don? The worst defense in football, you scored 38, so we're supposed to applaud? And your defense gave up 35 to them? Is that your argument? James? I will say that, I'll give you this much. I will say that the Rams, as currently constructed, are definitely better than the Steelers. I will say that the Bengals are definitely better than the Commanders, which we beat too. I will say, we played you guys, and we lost you guys. I'm having a brain fart. Ruben, I got you. Oh, Ruben, happy birthday, buddy, yesterday. Ruben Foster, we got you covered on the Super Chat. Appreciate you. I got Mike's not here tonight. It's weird when I don't have Mike here because, Mike has always got his take and everything else and stuff, but he's handling his business right now. So, But here's the thing, you said, well, who did you play? Well, we did beat Cincinnati. We did beat the Rams right in there, right? With our backup quarterback, mind you. Our backup quarterback. Okay? Empty Dak stats, what Lions got? Oh, okay. Okay. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. And that's cool. What you need to do, the thing that's funny is I love to trigger you guys. I love to trigger because you guys are looking for acceptance from me. You're looking for me to bend over and say, you guys are the best team in football. I'm so scared. I wish I were the Eagle. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. And when you don't get that from me, you get butthurt. But see, you shouldn't need my approval. If you truly believed in your team, you'd look at that and say, I don't give a rat's ass of what you think. I don't give a rat's ass about what you think. You can call me salty tonight. I'm just putting it out there. Because I'm telling you, come Christmas Eve, you know what? You're going to find out. You ain't got nothing but coal up under the tree. Coal and some switches, like my mama used to always say. Rams are trash. Bengals are 4-4. Okay, so our gravy. You're telling me that the Texans are a good team? You're telling me that the Steelers are a good team? You're telling me that the Jaguars are a good team? You're telling me that the Lions are a good team? Is that what your whole thing? You're telling me that the Cardinals are a good team? Is that what you're telling me? Andy, what's up, Andy? Thank you for the super chat. Andy Ruiz. Shout out to you. So, is that what you're trying to tell me? Dusty rings. Well, you know what? If they're so easy to get, when you guys getting your other 4? Shaboom, boom. Because you guys...
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, real hating, man, that's like an art form, man. You know, it's like you like a born a hater, you know, like myself, man. You know, a lot of cats think they hate, but, man, I mean, I'm mad at everything, man. You know, brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got 1 car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
So... You know, I can say this much, too. I'll say this much at least. We done faced Tom Brady, right? Right? We done faced Joe Burrow, right? We done faced Matthew Stafford. Right? We faced them. We'll face Aaron Rodgers this week. Okay. All right, so we faced some decent quarterbacks. Oh, we beat the Giants, too, who, mind you, only have 2 losses. We beat the Giants. I'm just saying, we beat them. At least they had a winning record when we beat them. I'm just kind of putting it out there. But be that. Cardinals beat them boys every time. Well, the Cardinals almost beat you. But anyway, what are the great quarterbacks that you guys have faced this year? Jared Goff? David Mills, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback you faced this year so far. Kirk Cousins. Okay. All right. Like I said, you don't, Eagles fans, trust me. Nathan Henry. Eagle fans, I don't know why you guys are looking for my approval. Why do you need it? Well, I will say this much, Kevin Robinson. When we played him, he actually had a full complement of his players. He had Julio Jones, who was healthy at that point. He had Evans and Godwin and everything else. The only thing he didn't have was Gronk. Okay? And, you know, they kept him out of the end zone. Mark, you're jealous. Okay, if that's your take, that's cool. I love how the Eagles fans live rent-free in y'all's head. Same old Cowboys excuses out tonight. You haven't played anyone. What the heck? Oh, it's my phone. I'm like, I'm hearing something. What the heck? It sounds like there's some crabs crawling across the floor and fighting or something in here. Who's looking for your approval? You're the ones who keep saying, wait till December. Actually, I was trying to help you guys out. I was actually trying to help you guys out to let you know that you are walking into this bliss of belief that your team has got everything perfect. I'm just trying to say you got things to work on. I'm just trying to say that. So when the shit hits the fan, that you're not surprised. And that's fine. Yeah, don't by all means, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me by all means. Y'all just mad, hurt. We on top, wanting. Are we getting attention? That's one thing we don't have to worry about is getting attention. Jerry Jones and his.
I think that's a part of leadership is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody involved. For me, it's a reminder. I too have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
I want me some glory holes.
So I have that perspective.
Mark, I know it hurts to see us 8-0. No, you know what? The higher you are up, the worse it'll be when you fall. Just going to put it out there. I've seen the 15-1 Minnesota Vikings get their heart broken. I saw the 7-0 Cardinals last year's go down the toilet. I've seen a lot of teams that start out undefeated and then don't do it in the playoffs. But you be cool because you guys will break the trend. Eagles are beatable, but not with the backup quarterback. Eagles, our fans are mad because they haven't had a winning they have a winning record, but they still are we are still the most talked about. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Eagles fans, you're not going to talk about him, Mark. Okay. And he beat the Bucks. 8-0 doesn't mean a damn thing. It's how good you see. Let's see. You struggle to beat two teams with one win. 18-0 Patriots. There you go. Your heart broke every year. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Wait, where's Philadelphia here tonight? Philadelphia's not in here spamming the stuff out? But, Dick, I have no problem losing the boys long as we come with it. Eagles okay, kiss my ass. That's fine. That's cool. I wouldn't expect anything more from you guys. I appreciate that. But here's what we're going to do. From the people who ended up doing the Super Chats tonight, we're going to start the weekend off. I got all of you in here. So your odds are really, really good. We're going to give away one of our plaques that we have over there. I think we're going to give away, we got Zeke Elliott supposed to get healthy and be able to play next week. So I'll give away a Zeke Elliott one. Nathan Henry. Nathan Henry is our winner chicken dinner. Nathan, email me, cowboysmark94@gmail. I thought Philadelphia was in here. I thought he was too, but, I haven't seen all the Fly Eagles fives. Please don't mention Philadelphia. Our defense is getting better and healthier. Well, and here's the thing. Talk about the struggle, but not the 8-0. No, Twan, I said you've done what you're supposed to do against the teams that you should beat. Not disputing that. Because anybody in the NFL can beat you. Kansas City lost to the Colts. Kansas City lost to the Colts. I'm not going to turn around and say the Colts are better than Kansas City. It was just one of those things that you have bad games. And maybe the Lions game, maybe that just was a bad game for your defense. Maybe the Texans game that, you let your quarterback get hit was just that game that could have been a loss, but you guys were good enough to make sure that you won. I'm not disputing that, but I'm just going through as we got dissected last week and said that the Cowboys, oh man, they only won 49-24, that they got worries, they got problems. The Super Bowl, they're not going to be able to. It's like, wait a minute. And so you guys play the Texans, and is this the greatest Eagle team ever? I tell you what, I've seen some pretty damn good defenses from the Eagles. And this team ain't anywhere near those Eagle teams. Sorry, just not. Just not. But again, you guys do you. Tyler says, you can kiss my ass, Eagle fans. Whoop, yep, on any given Sunday. But my thing is some of you Eagle fans pretty much act like you've already won the Joe Barty. You've got a time machine. You've gone to the Super Bowl. You've seen you won it. And now you're coming back and telling us that you've already won it. But it's football. And even though we are now at the midpoint of the season, things change quickly. All right, good people. I'm actually a little bit tired. And maybe I'm hangry. Maybe I'm hangry tonight. I'm going to go. I'm going to get me some rest. I got a lot of work to do in the workshop tomorrow because I got to get these cabs and stuff built. I've got a tenant that's going to be moving in by the 14th, and I need to have this stuff done. So I'm going to be working on that in the workshop all day tomorrow. Sunday, we will still be live streaming all day. We'll be streaming all day like we do. My man E2 Blue is going to be in the house, so we're going to definitely come in. I know we don't have the Cowboys playing. We don't have the Giants playing. We don't have... sorry, I was thinking of the Eagles. I just want to take a nap. We don't have the Eagles, but there are, of course, the Washington Commanders, and we'll see if they get actually over 500. And if they end up winning this weekend, I think you got to start worrying about them as well, too. And remember, Eagles, you still have a lot of division games left to go. A lot of them. All right, good people. I am going to get up out of here. I need to update our video because I've been busy. But I got to get, if you've gotten your Joe Barty, if you've gotten your racks, and all that stuff, send me your picture. Angelica, I got to get your beautiful picture. Angelica out there breaking hearts and stuff in there. I got to get her added in here before Monday night. So I will get that stuff in the process, in the works, get it done. In the meantime, grab your shot glasses. I think I screwed the pooch on that. I missed the ending on that. Anyway, good night, good people. Remember, I love you.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old.